Hey everybody, happy Monday, which doesn't really feel like a fun day for a lot of people. So, we've got communication going insanely in every which direction. So it's causing a lot of unnecessary frustration, one that we can avoid if we really look at our frequency dial and how it is that we're trying to process information from others and other forms of communication in the airways, the telephone, on the computer system, whether you're in person. There seems to be a huge disconnect. And I do believe it's coming from a lot of the new energies that are here and a lot of the resistance to the new energies. So there are frequency disruptors that are intentionally echoed out. We already know how things are programmed into music and into television and into anything that's electronic. And we are electrical magnetic beings here on Earth. So there's a lot of ricochet rabbit happening. There's a lot of pole bouncing. So, you trust that when you dial a number, you're going to hit the right person on the other end. But right now, what's happening is it may be hitting a detour or two, or a stop or two before it gets to you. Or it may come so fast you don't know what the hell you just got hit with. So understand that everything and much of is out of your control. So I can't stress enough the daggone frequency dial. Create one. Create your frequency dial. When you get up in the morning, find that rolling purr that you'd like to stay at, that keeps you at a happy point, and that you're not going to allow maybe the hot water didn't work. Maybe you ran out of time, didn't get breakfast. Maybe somebody was fussy that morning. Maybe your phone's blowing up long before you're even on the clock. Maybe there were some detours or road work or traffic happening that wasn't on your agenda. Are you gonna let all that steal your joy? Are ya? Well, we do it 24/7. And that's really giving our power and our permission for all these interferences to wreak havoc on all of this while it is still trying to function at optimal speeds and perform for all the things that we have to do in our daily routine. And our daily routines are getting more and more jam-packed. So there's very little room for those extra minutes for perhaps some collisions and energetic interferences and all of the delays and detours that happen during the day. Happened to me today. Do you know what I did? I just was like, okay, they're laying tar on this road and everything. 4 lanes went to 1 lane. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And then I missed my exit and I had to go up the ramp and back down the exit to go to one more errand that I needed to get before I got on the computer to pay attention to other things I'm responsible for today. So I was either going to let that be a stagnant challenge and stall my energy and hover in that space too long, or I was going to energetically tweak my dial and hop over all the obstacles with more joy and more happiness, or at least not any less. Okay? That's the key. Is that this energetic dial, this frequency dial, no one can move that dial one way or another without your permission. consciously and subconsciously, which is why it's critically important to stay in the conscious mind. Make a decision at each present moment, at each juncture, at each little thing that's going on during the day, and allow yourself to have some reprieve from the governing atmospheres or environments that you're currently finding yourself in. And again, breathe. Really get in there and get a few breaths in. Because while we're in these upper breath registers, we're not giving the body the full oxygen and the release of the carbon dioxide that we don't need. We're not giving it enough. So our pulmonary and lung systems are taxed, which is then going to short circuit your nervous system, and which is going to throw everything into all these little crises and conflict within the physical body, which are going to affect the energetic emotional body. Now, I want you to remember that your pissy mood isn't somebody else's pissy mood. So don't go out there. That's called doing harm. And when you're on the recipient end of someone else's, you just, not my monkey, not my circus. Don't need for it to affect me one way or the other. And when so many of us are in customer service business, let's just be the best customer and assume the service position. And then when we're on the other end of it, let us give it and be it as well. So we can only be a walking, living, breathing example of what it is that we desire to be by being that desirable person, right? And still not compromising everything else, and especially not allowing anyone to move your frequency dial. Okay? Now, the energetics are really turning up, and they're turning up to show you stuff you need to pay attention to. So in a conversation with someone this morning, they went straight back into all these old program modes of victimism. Why? Gosh, you can't get out of bed, got a headache kind of thing. And that's because you're allowing yourself to go from a high to a low, and then allowing all of this to decide where you land. So again, it may be time to practice that yo-yo of what feels high, what feels low, and then to control all the in-betweens. Because again, it is your God-given right that this dial is yours and only you get to move it. Whether you're going in and out of all these situations, moods, attitudes, things out of your control, roadblocks, detours, people not showing up to work, went someplace to drop something off, the line was really long, and it was because people didn't show up to work, so only one person was having to handle this particular desk, and people were getting a little frustrated. And so you know what? I couldn't shove myself into the person in front of me and the person in front of me in front of the person before that to get the line going any faster. So I had a choice in that moment to stop, drop, sit, connect with myself, and just allow my eyes and my mouth to smile, keeping my energy up, because when you frown, you're pulling out all these muscles, and it will get you in a depressed, funky mood. And perhaps someone turns and looks at you, and you're like, and they're like, felt that pain. That woman seems disgruntled. And then they pick it up, again, causing harm. Causing harm. Do no harm, people. Get yourself into the energetic column of light. Get control of that frequency dial. Breathe it through until you do. Come to a place of homeostasis. You are responsible for the regulator of this dial, you. You are responsible for the regulation and the barometer of the me, myself, and I of it, and what you contribute into the me, myself, and I of all of those around you. Own it, live it, breathe it, take responsibility. And if you don't understand where to start, my links are always in the description. Come have a session with me. Let's review it so that you can really tap into that cellular feeling, that DNA feeling of what feels like neutral, what feels low, what feels high, and where you want to be in that frequency dial. Because everything that I am in each moment contributes to everything you are, and you are, and you are, and everything around me. So I want to contribute the best of me. I want to be the best of me. And I want to give the best of me. And I want to see the best of all of you. The best that you can be in each situation. Not all things are pleasant. Not all things are unpleasant, or as unpleasant as you allow them to be, because you feel like sinking low and you don't have control of your freaking dial. It's like not having control of your vehicle, not staying in your lane. And people are watching you zigzagging around. They're getting out of your way and honking your horn, and you're putting all these people in danger. And you're getting them into fight or flight because they're trying to get away from you not being in your lane. Get a hold of your vehicle. Get a hold of your frequency dial. Lock it in. Lock it in. And again, if you don't know how to do it, ring me up. Email me, info@embodimentofthesoul.com. We're all here to help each other. Okay? If you want to be the best you can be, learn how to lock it in. All right? One more favor. Like, subscribe, share, leave me a message, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.